And Anthony Lelouch I've known for a long time. Like him very much. Really good final table, actually. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, 5-9 there for Jason Mercier. Oh, he's suddenly,
wow.
Now he's suddenly... Now
this is not something we've seen before, is it?
No, well, four-handed, you see. He's going to start opening up now that the four-handed... The right thing to do. Good for him. He's set up a table image.
Yeah.
He's going to capitalise on it.
80,000.
I can't see him getting called unless...
Anthony pass, small blind pass. Eric calls.
Eric's making a mistake here, I think.
Yeah.
He really is. He's calling just to try to outplay him.
Check.
So if you've got aces or, you know...
Two players, Eric check in the dark.
Let's see what happens here.
Oh, I hate that. He's checked in the dark again.
Flop comes.
Yeah.
5, check, 6. Jason checks.
Jason
Here
checks
is the
as
turn.
well.
It's an 8.
What's Koskas going to do now?
220.
220,000.
Betting 220,000 into a pot of 187,000.
220,000. Did he say call?
Call.
Oh, well, he's picked up a
Jason
middle pin.
call.
He's picked up a middle pin
220,000.
straight with his pair of 5s. So he needs a 7 or a 9. Well, he actually, as it is.
He doesn't actually need
He's
anything,
winning.
but if he thinks he's behind, that's what he thinks he needs.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I'm thinking in my head too.
Board is 5, check, 6, 8.
Koskas didn't like that call.
8.
Okay.
I'm all in.
Eric all
Wow.
Very great strong play there. If Mercier can pick this up, this will be an incredible call. If he can. How much has he got to call here? 700,000. And his stack is 2,244,000. So he'll still be left 1.3 million if he calls and gets it wrong. Has he got a jack in his hand? Has he got an 8? Think it through. He's thinking it through. Checking out his body language. He's looking at Eric.
From what we've seen,
corner of his eye.
From what we've seen of Jason, do we think he can make this call?
I've no idea.
Can he get a read on Eric Koskas?
I think he thinks his 2 pair are good here. I think instinctively he thinks his 2 pair are good. You remember that these guys play hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hands online. You know, they have a sort of feel for when they might be ahead. What's he got? He got ace king. If he's got no pair, then I'm good. Could he have been betting a flush draw?
If his instinct is that his 2 pairs are good,
I call.
just got to decide
Wow.
whether to trust his
What a
instinct, and that's
call.
what he does.
Showdown.
What
He's
a great call.
made the call, and Koskas will
Eric
show he had
shows a
absolutely
What a-
nothing.
That is an absolutely excellent call.
He went with his instinct, he made
Yeah.
the call, and he's eliminated Eric Koskas.
He has. It's a brilliant call. It's a brilliant call. There's no doubt about it. It's a brilliant call.
The Frenchman is out of the tournament.
There's his fan club there. That's a great call there, James. A really brilliant call. I mean, poor Eric. He just doesn't see how he can make this call. But it was a great call.
Koskas will collect 223,600 euros. Jason Mercier is now chip leader. We are down to 3, ever closer to crowning a new champion on the EPT.
There you see some big names who have hit the rail at an outer table. Action on Ben Alcober in the black shirt at the top of your screen. He has King 8 of diamonds. Henry Tran raised with Trey Deuce.
Play me, man. Can we be friends?
Would you like to play?
Ton of chip, man. You don't need to play. It's the last couple of hands. You want to what? You want to try to give me some chip?
One more play in your hand now.
Alcober with a re-raise.
Tran talked Alcober into a re-raise. To review, Tran at the moment has 3 of clubs, 2 of hearts. If we were playing reverse hold'em, I think that's a top 10 starting hand.
Reverse hold'em, I like it. Now Tran is not going away. He 4-bets it to 43,000.
Yeah, this is the new world of poker. Shootout at the OK Corral, and no one has a gun in his holster. Some of you might recall Tran from last year's main event. He was at the feature table with Daniel Negreanu.
Alcober calls for 18,000 more, and look at the size of that pot, almost 95,000 pre-flop. All right, the flop. 9-4-7, that is pretty ugly. No pairs, no draws.
Alcober with a big stack and he got it playing this type of game.
King 8 versus Trey Deuce. Alcober bets 32,000.
Wow, Lon, they just don't stop.
No.
You know, when you lose all your chips, they don't give you any more.
And here is another raise from Tran to 65,000. This is getting ridiculous.
They both start with rag hands. They both miss the flop, and they both bet like they've got the nuts.
And there's a call from Ben Alcober.
And that call prompts an Ushka look from Tran.
All right, turn card now. Another 9 that may allow them to rest their egos for a spell.
No, I believe we could see 2 flops, 2 turns, and 2 rivers, and neither of these guys would have a hand.
A check finally from Alcober. Tran likewise.
Wow, they ran out of unbridled moxie.
A deuce of diamonds.
Oh, deuce.
Tran with the smallest of pairs.
Tran rivered the nuts.
The best hand.
He rivered the nuts, Lon. A pair of deuces never loses.
Alcober now with just king high.
Wow, here he comes again with a ton of heart.
165,000. And what do you do if you're Henry Tran?
If I win, I only show this hand if I win. My hand not win, and I'm not going to show this hand.
If I'm ever in a car and either of these guys is driving, I'm jumping out of the passenger side door.
Six hand. How much was that?
Tran is really thinking about this.
Well, even if Tran's instincts tell him Alcober is bluffing, this is an enormous risk to be right. This would be for almost 2/3 of Tran's remaining stack.
Tran cutting out the chips to call.
Oh.
He does call.
What a call!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. King high.
King high for Ben.
Oh, wait. Okay, TV show this
No
damn thing.
good. Look at Peltecki on the left.
That's why I said each flip. No. Chip over here.
Lon, that hand just advanced or regressed poker 50 years.
94,000 pre-flop in the pot. Over a $500,000 when the dust settled.
Do that? I can see through his hand. That's the problem. Very good eye. Very good eye. That's the beauty of this game. That's why I said it's sick game.
Sexton was in the top 10 all-time in World Series cashes. Before I became a World Series announcer, Lon, I had the largest Pez dispenser collection in Southern Maryland.
That's scary. Mike Matusow with one of the biggest mouths around the poker tour. King Deuce of Hearts calls the big blind, which is now at 10,000. 8-7 for Negreanu offsuit.
Daniel loves playing small connectors, suited or otherwise.
7-3 for Sexton in the big blind.
Okay, let's go with him.
Sexton says, I've got rags. Deal.
All 3 to the flop. The flop is 9 queen 3. Sexton paired his 3. Matusow with a heart draw.
And Daniel has been flop light so far.
He checks it.
Everyone wants a free ride.
To the turn we go, and that ace hits no one. Sexton's pair of 3s is still the hand to beat. Daniel checks again, as does Mike Sexton. Matusow, though, on the heart draw, bets 20,000.
If I were Matusow, I'd bet there.
20,000.
Well, one non-believer, as Sexton would say, he's going to look him up.
Daniel folded. Sexton made the call. To the river. Jack of diamonds, no help. To the mouth. Sexton gets the check mark with a pair of 3s. And checks.
Sexton checks.
Mike the mouth reaching for chips, and he's going to bluff with 60,000.
Matusow trying to steal this one away with a pot-sized bet. His second straight bluff at this pot. Sexton just with a pair of 3s. Essentially, he can only beat a bluff.
Sexton makes the call.
Nice.
You got a good hand.
And Matusow says it's all yours.
Matusow's not going to like the hand that beat him.
Sexton shows the 3s.
Wow. Wow. Oh, my head. You just got pwned real bad there. Oh, dish, dish, dish. That was dirty. Mike, that was dirty. Dish, dish, dish. Beat him in the pot with 2 3s. You got swallow. He can't swallow after that one.
This might put the mouth on half tilt.
That was pretty sick there. Wow, he had you there. Come on, give it up. They had you there.
Call.
Phil's in a war here.
No raise.
Deathly silent out there. Wow, they're concentrating.
And Helmut's got the pair.
Check. 15,000.
JC might take a card off here. He might think, well.
Raised to 30,000.
Wow. Now this may be his first misstep here, unless he gets real lucky and hits 3.
I mean, Phil's been pretty relentless about limping on the button and then checking the flop no matter what. So he's entitled to get some action when he flops something sooner or later, right? But it's still not a huge hand.
Well, the only thing is if Tran really follows through here, you'd have to probably bet both streets.
35,000. Call.
Oh, the quick call. And I mean, Helmut thinks he's got the best. He's trying to talk JC out of bluff in the river, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah.
He doesn't want JC to do it.
Oh, that's no good.
All in.
All in.
Oh, my God!
Now, this would be the call of the Premier League, yeah? This would be some kind of special call if he musters it.
And, I mean, Phil Hellmuth would tell you that he is the only one in the world capable of making this call.
Call.
No! Wow, what a great call!
Go home with. I got nothing.
JC had to test him, didn't he? He had to see if he
Wow,
really was Phil Hellmuth.
90. I felt you were weak. I thought I was going to move you off.
Wow, worship to the god, worship to the god.
Club hit. It was a real tough call.
Get involved here. You know, one of the things I've noticed about a lot of the Russian players, sort of a theme, is that they really mix it up well. You know, they play conservatively, but every once in a while they just say, okay, I'm going to make a move. It's really difficult to play against players who randomize like that. And another one you're looking at right here, Likov, has done that rather well.
He's in the big blind, and I don't think he's going to surrender it with King 9 of clubs.
You know, he's going to want to see a flop with this hand. You know, he could potentially re-raise, but it is a suited hand. You know, one of the things that you worry about when you play King 9 is when it comes 10-Jack Queen, you've got the King High straight, but you have to worry about the Ace King. It's not a threat here. He's up against 6-7 offsuit, but it often is, and it's a dangerous hand to play. Okay, well, this is a board that no players hit, so really it comes down to who wants it more. The most aggressive player is going to win this pot. Likov checks on over to Tolokonikov, who bets with the 6-7. You think he has to, pretty much. It's the only way he can win the pot. And now Likov just kind of glance over him, have a look, see if he thinks he's got anything. And you know, he's making the call here with King High. This is pretty good. Pretty good read so far on the hand. Turn of 3. Doesn't change too much. Vitaly now with a gut shot straight draw. He can catch a 5, of course a 6 or a 7.
Well,
Pair him up and
Likov
win the pot.
has checked him again, and I think Vitaly's going to bet again.
Well, see, this is some really good poker here. He's firing the second bullet at it. The question is, will Likov make a call once again with just King High? You know, this is a tough spot to make a call. If the guy does have an ace, I mean, you're drawing completely dead. If he has a 4, of course you're dead. But will Likov read through this second bullet from Tolokonikov? He's thinking about it. What an amazing play here. He's just absolutely calling him down with King High, King 9 high. Tolokonikov is probably going to think to himself, I got to give up now, don't I?
Well, the river's a blank. Likov has checked again. Is he going to fire a third and final time? Is he going to try and steal it on the river?
Well, obviously we know the only way he can win the pot here is with a bet. The question is, will it even work? We've seen Likov make an amazing call on the flop, a better call on the turn. You know, he might be dialed in. He may have some sort of physical tell. They've played a lot of poker against each other throughout the tournament. Just may have a dead read on him and is letting him bluff his chips off. And it looks like he's going for it.
Vitaly is counting out those chips.
Well, the pot over 250,000 already.
What's he going to make it? 160,000, and this is a tough decision for Likov.
This is fun. I'm really enjoying this hand. You're seeing two players play at a really, really high level. Both players know, you know, you've got nothing, but so do you. You've got nothing, too. The question is, whose nothing is better? Likov obviously does have the best hand with King High, but it would be a very difficult call to call the bet on the flop, another one on the turn, and then on the river. But he really, really is suspicious here with King High. Something in his gut is telling him, I don't know, this guy's just got nothing. Could be the call of the tournament if he's able to make it. Unbelievable.
He's made the call, A terrific call on the flop, a terrific call on the turn, and he calls on the river with just king high.
Well,
that is the hand of the tournament.
I'm speechless, to be honest with you. This is amazing. Both players really just played the hand well. Tolokonnikov pushed 3 times. What are you supposed to do? You figure the guy's got nothing. You're right, and he still calls you with king high. Unbelievable read there. That's a boost of confidence for sure for Likov right now. No one's going to want to bluff that guy after that pot.
Incredible stuff.
That has to be lucky money in some way.
So they started heads-up play at hand 150. This is hand 181 of the final table.
Did you lose some money on that over-under of 100 hands against the Mickey?
I took the over.
We took the over, oh.
Oh, yeah. As I said, I'm a pessimist, so I'm always going to predict that I'm going to be here for a very long time.
Mickey took under 100 for the final table?
He set the line at 100.
Wow. It's free money.
I think Mickey's still feeling guilty about the fact that he made me commentate the 6.5 hours on his heads-up battle in Copenhagen.
Yeah, and he tried to give it to me for saying that this is more interesting.
And when you raise pre, you're most of the time going to put in a little C-bet here. About half pot is pretty standard. Oh, excuse me, this was a 3-bet pot and then checked the button.
I thought Chen button raised and Katai defended. I don't think there was a 3-bet pre.
Oh, that's my mistake then. I was just looking at the strength of Kitai's hand and I was like, and looking at the pot size, but I just miscalculated. But it's a pretty strong hand to 3-bet there pre, but he didn't, so now we're on the turn.
But he takes off a street with just ace high, which is likely to be good there on most of the time.
Isn't it going to bring him into a lot of tough spots because Chen is known to be keep firing?
Only if Chen barrels again there, and that's kind of a tough spot, a tough card at least. The 9 of spades in the turn to keep barreling. It hits a lot of his range in terms of straights and making pairs of 9s. And he's never folding a jack, for example. And now it looks like he's deciding to bluff with his ace because there's a 4-card straight on the board. He figures Chen has some sort of piece of that, you know, like maybe has like a 7 or a 9 or a 10 at this point.
Yeah, because it would make sense for Chen to check back showdown value on the turn.
Right. On the turn, you generally check back your medium strength hands and fire your weak and your strong hands. However, he had a really weak hand and basically shut down in the turn.
Isn't it also likely for Chen to call down here with a 7 if he would have one, even though there's a very good,
I think it's a real tough call with the 7. I think that, I mean, that's what this bet is designed to take down, like a 7 or a 9 in this spot. I mean, how do you call here with a 7? I mean, you got to put Katai on a total random, just ace high kind of float like he has. And I mean, that's all you're really beating at this point. I think this would definitely blow Chen off the 7, but he's thinking about raising, obviously.
We've seen him done that before.
Yeah, make that huge all-in bluff with ace high.
And whatever raise he decides to make here, if he does in fact raise, is going to work.
A reminder of chip denominations. Blues are 5, yellows 25, green and blacks 100,000 each. So those are raising chips.
This is really big. I mean, it's probably raised to about 1.2 or so, which is basically a click back here, a min raise. Because there's no reason to bet more. Because Katai either has a straight here or he has nothing in any regards. If he has nothing, if he doesn't have the straight, he can't call any raise.
It's actually just over 1.5 million.
This is a really big raise. I don't know why he raised it so much. I think he can accomplish the same by making it 1.2 or 1.3 million.
Katai's chewing the t-shirt for comfort.
Obviously, Chen is just so polarized here. Either has an 8 or better, which would be like an 8-queen, or he has nothing. There's nothing in between here.
That thing's going to be covered in drool by the end of this heads-up battle.
Could it be a factor that the raise size is a little bit bigger, because then it's even less likely for Katai to think about even rebluffing?
Right, no, he can't rebluff here. Not in this. It's just, it would be the most ridiculous reship ever, or
Yeah, but I'm just saying that if he would have clicked back,
Right,
then
he'd be more. I mean, that's why he's doing it. But I think in either case, he'd be hard pressed to continue here without an 8. I don't know. I'm surprised he's even thinking. I think he's just Hollywooding here. He can't continue here. No way. This is pretty sick if he does choose to continue and put in another raise.
What if he hero calls with ace high?
It would be weird because his line on the hand is he's bluffing and then he gets raised and now he kind of likes his hand because he knows that Chen's hand strength is so polarized. He's thinking either Chen has an 8 and a beat or my ace high is good here. So it doesn't make any sense for him to put in another raise because his ace high is good or Chen's calling him off if he puts in another raise. So he's thinking about calling or folding at this point. Putting in another raise would make absolutely no sense at all. Would be a fantastic call when you take a line to bluff the river and then end up calling the raise for value.
Hey, you think he's bluffing the river? Maybe he always thought ace high was good and it was a value bet.
He's betting to induce.
Yeah.
Do you think it's smart to get involved in this kind of leveling game in this stage of heads up?
I usually don't go this deep into it, and this many raises back and forth on the river as a bluff. I mean, wow. That is the call of the day. That's just fantastic call. He must have some sick read on Andrew Chen right now.
It looks like there's a Strudelinski.
I'm out. Duan straddling to 800.
About that button. Good news. 800? Yeah.
Two players call. Duan's 3's out in front. And a check raise from Eli Elezra with 7 high. Duan calls the extra 3,500. Pot up to almost 14K. Eli picks up a heart flush draw now. Duan really studying Elezra here.
$13.7.
Pot size bet from Eli.
Why did you throw him 1,200?
Duan makes the call. Obviously feeling something's up. Eli breaks the river, but Tom with just a pair of 3s right now. $41,100 in the pot. Look at Dwan focused so intently on Eli Elezra, trying to pick up anything he can. Eli with a much smaller bet in relation to the pot size on the river. Just about a quarter of the pot. And Dwan doesn't look happy with that. Feels like a value bet. And that's exactly what it's designed to look like. Dwan's already got $20,000 invested in this pot. The only hand Dwan can really beat is a complete bluff here.
You win. Luco.
Ouch.
I'm Dwan, you can do it. I'm kid, bottom pair. Just boom, boom, boom.
Top kicker.
Yeah, it was a top kicker. Doyle fell asleep. Doyle fell asleep. Doyle.
We had just had the top kicker.
But thank you very much. You better point out to the audience that my word is gold.
Yeah, it is, and we really appreciate your donation to the Bad Beat on Cancer. I want to take another $100 of yours, though. We're asking everyone that comes and joins us
so we'll wait
to do a
until
little
after
Rochambeau. I want you to think about your move. After this hand, we're going to do a little rock, scissors, paper for $100. I hope you have $100 on you.
Yeah.
All right, good. You're going against me. I'm 1-1 today.
And Jamie Gold has opened this pot up.
Your favorite, sir.
For a raise? 800,000.
800.
800. Over to Alan Cunningham in the big blind. 560 more to call.
Now here's what Alan's thinking too. I mean, he may play some weaker hands now because he has a read on Jamie. He can now start playing the 5-7 suited, the King 10 offsuit, because he knows that he can take pots away from Jamie or trap him.
Isn't it dangerous to bump heads with the chip leader, the only guy who's got you covered?
No. No, not at all. Not if you're reading him well.
8-8-3.
Yeah, Alan could easily have like the 10-8 suited here.
Would you lead at this pot if you had the 10-8, or would you check raise?
Check.
1 million.
Check, because there's a good chance that Jamie has nothing.
And Alan did check.
I don't like my hand very much, so I'll put in these.
You hear that?
Jamie bets 1 million.
Jamie Gold talking, saying he doesn't like his hand much.
So I'll put in the $25,000 chips.
And Alan has called him here on this paired board, 8-8-3 with a couple of diamonds. Where do you have Alan now, Phil?
This is almost a $4 million pot now, guys.
Alan could easily have a 3. He could easily have an 8. He could easily have diamonds.
There's a deuce on the turn. Alan first to bet. He checks again.
Alan checks.
Somehow Alan seems strong to me. Look at his face.
Jamie checks, and we'll see the river.
Check from Jamie. Here comes the river. It's a queen of spades. No flush is possible.
If Alan bets about 2.2 million, I think he has an 8.
But Alan checks again.
Wow.
$2 million bet from Jamie Gold.
Jamie's going to bet $2 million.
Any ideas, Phil?
Well, this is where Alan has to use his read. He may have had a 3 on this flop, and now he has to decide, did he hit a queen or not?
Jamie Gold sitting back in his chair taking water. Does that mean anything to you?
Is he feigning comfort?
Not necessarily. I haven't watched Jamie Gold play much, but Alan has, and so Alan has to make a decision here. We're just going to say Alan has a 3. Did he hit the queen or not?
Jamie Gold could be betting a hand that needs to bet to win the pot. Maybe a busted flush draw. Of course, he could have a hand like Queen 9 of diamonds and hit the queen on the river.
You just might have a queen. You can't help it.
Yep, you can't help
You
it.
have a queen?
Of course he doesn't have a queen. Now it sounds like he has
Maybe.
2 5s or ace-3 or something.
I probably don't have an 8. Definitely don't have deuce-3.
All this talking is going to help Alan's read. I can tell you that much for sure. Well,
I might
Jamie's
just-
done quite a bit
I
of
just
that.
have a couple of,
Uh-oh.
I don't know. A couple of king queens?
I think he was on a busted flush draw that made a pair of queens on the river.
I'm thinking he hit a queen here.
I'll show you.
I'll show
I've been
you.
showing a lot of
Ooh.
bluffs. I don't mind showing.
What do you think now, Phil?
I think Jamie should
I
shut
was
up.
thinking of calling it anyway. All right. Oh, wait, I didn't call yet. Hold on. But I will call it. You're good.
Wow, Alan makes the call, and it is good. Alan shows
Ace-9
no
high.
pair.
Nice play.
Alan Cunningham, with maybe the play of the tournament thus far, called a $2 million bet with an ace-9 high.
Now, the great thing about that call is now Jamie knows he can't bluff Alan. And Alan knows Jamie won't try to bluff him. He made a great call there. And all of a sudden, everybody at that table is like, holy cow, Alan will call me with ace-9 high. He won't have to make another great call. They won't be bluffing at him. Now he might even raise more pots because they're all afraid of him.
Wow.
That might be if Alan wins this, it could be the key hand of the tournament right there.
Let's get back to our featured table, and what a lineup it is. On Fedor Holz, 21-year-old. A couple of $1 million scores online, 8-7 of spades.
I wish he moved quicker, but I could watch Holtz at a poker table all day. What a fascinating, nuanced game he plays.
A raise to 90,000, part of his 2.8 million chip stack. Pocket fives for Jarvis.
Wish Jarvis would move quicker before 3-betting his pocket fives.
Oh, he folded the pocket fives. Good payouts now, 56,000. Neil Blumenfield now.
Blumenfield has agreed to give me his scarf when he busts, and Chris Horder has agreed to give me his hair when he busts.
Around to Pesh de Silva in the big blind. Ace King.
We're told De Silva lives in Katy, Texas. I don't think so. I've been to Katy, Texas many times, and I've never seen him. Hey, it isn't Holtz from Texas?
Chad Power is under the mistaken impression that Holtz was from Texas, but he was kidding. So De Silva now, after Holtz is raised to 90,000, repops it to 265 with his stack of 1.8 million.
Okay, you have 8-7 suited, and you've been 3-bet. Others see that as a problem. Fedor Holtz only sees solutions. Matt Jarvis, incidentally, on the cell phone there, checking his trailer park webcam to make sure no one walks away with an oversized load sign that isn't theirs.
Well, Fedor's not going anywhere. Heads up between two active players, would you say?
Active indeed.
All right, here is the flop. 8 Jack Ace, both get a piece. Top pair for De Silva, bottom pair for Holtz.
Trouble brewing at the OK Corral line. Couple of sharpshooters eyeing each other.
And they both love it when they get a piece of the flop. That's just a bonus. They will bet anyway. De Silva took the lead pre-flop. And he continues here with the best hand, 345,000.
If Holtz puts De Silva, the pre-flop 3-better on big cards, it's really hard to continue here.
And you get an active player, and both of these guys know it because they are aggressive players. You don't always put them on big cards.
You know, I think Holtz might have taken some of Jarvis's chips while he's on the phone and is using them to make this call.
Pot of almost 1.3 million, a queen of hearts. De Silva adds a Broadway draw to his arsenal.
Yeah, De Silva, though, might be scared by that board now. I mean, he's got a good piece of it. Top pair, top kicker with a straight draw.
He checks this time.
Holtz might figure his best path to winning this pot is just to bet here and hope De Silva goes away.
Not unlike his thinking in any other hand. With bottom pair. Holtz calculating.
He's always calculating. I played heads up go fish with him for 4.5 hours last week.
425,000.
I don't think De Silva's going away, and a check raise is certainly in his arsenal.
He did not take any time to reach for chips. Those are calling chips. So the pot grows to over 2.1 million.
This is big boy poker, Lon. Of course, you and I left our big boy pants at Pilates class.
River card, 9 of diamonds, third diamond out there. De Silva's hand is best.
Everything got there. A flush, a straight.
Another check from De Silva.
Of course, for Holtz, no flush, no straight, just very bottom pair. He can't win at showdown. Will he barrel this baby one more time?
All in. And that would put De Silva all in. He's got the Katy, Texas resident covered by just about $1 million.
Yeah, this is for the rest of Pesh's stack. It is so hard to call off all your chips with one pair. This is a great bet by Fedor Holtz.
Yeah, the two young kids going to war. I just wait.
It doesn't look like you need much to win this one, though.
No, you have
King
to.
and a 10.
This is a very, very scary board. There's 3 diamonds, so someone could have 2 diamonds for a flush. Any 10 makes a straight.
Yeah.
And this guy might have like 3 of a kind or something. And the other guy could be bluffing. Who knows?
What would be the best hand here?
A flush.
Flush?
Say you had the king of diamonds and another diamond.
Yeah.
You'd have 5 diamonds. With the king, but neither of them have that.
That was my third cousin, actually my second cousin, Stuart Daniel, was explaining stuff too.
Pesh had $3 million to start the day. He'd have only $765,000 to work with should he fold.
Ooh. Yeah, that would leave him with 19 big blinds if he lays this down.
Holtz loves to see him squirm.
What do you have? So confused.
Yeah, and if Pesh happens to be wrong here, it's his main event.
Negreanu back to the table. Pesh's lengthy thought process has given him plenty of time to give his poker tutorial on the rail.
Maybe I let you get there.
Maybe he's not there.
Robbie.
Daniel wants the floor director.
Clock.
And he has called a clock on Pesh.
You got 1 minute tacked on your hand.
Any player can call a clock, limiting the deciding player to 1 minute to act or his hand is dead.
He's been tanking a long time. It is for his tournament life.
He makes the call, and there's the double up.
Pair of 8s. Wow. Nice call, kid. All you needed was me to say clock.
What a spectacular call under pressure.
And he's paid off with 91 big blinds. Fedor cut down to just $1 million, 25 big blinds.
Very difficult call. You got chips over here,
It's
too.
like, what the hell do I even beat?
Nothing.
Fedor, though, that's all.
Yeah.
That is not a very good board for Ace King.
I called it at 10 minutes. I didn't,
Oh, for sure. No, I was taking an absurd amount of time.
No, I mean, it was obviously your tournament life, but I waited for the 10-minute mark.
I wasn't slow roller. Okay.
No, obviously, you had 1 pair. I get it.
Probably the only hand up left that you beat.
One young gun puts the other to the ultimate test, and he passes.
I would have been inclined to bet on the turn if it checks all the way around to me in the blind.
Alan Cunningham gets lucky on the river, catches the 6. We'll see how this one plays out.
Considering a value bet, but it'd be an awful thin one. What could he get called by?
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. If he bets the 6, can he get? I mean, I guess he can get called by a 5 or a deuce.
Yeah, pretty thin, pretty thin. But actually, action on Cyril Mooley first.
Yeah, Ciaramulli here. Maybe looks to steal the pot. Now this is interesting because it might actually get through.
9.
And he bets 9,000
into a $6,900 pot.
Pass.
And Alan Cunningham forced to fold, but one of the reasons Cunningham forced to fold is Patrick is still yet to act behind. Now this is interesting. I think Patrick puts Mooley on nothing. But can you call with just queen high, or is he forced to actually raise? Very interesting spot.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we see just a flat call. It's got to be a raise or a fold here. I don't think he can flat call. If he does, wow, what a great call.
I mean, the way Mooley has played this, it smells like a bluff. It looks like a bluff. We can see it's a bluff, but I think Patrick Antonius knows it's a bluff.
Well,
Just a matter of, does he call or does he raise?
It's either an error, just a flat bluff, or he could have hit a pair on the river here. Or maybe value betting a jack that he flopped to begin with.
Call.
Wow.
And Antonius makes the call. He makes the call with queen high. Unbelievable.
That's a great call by Patrick Antonius.
You know, I